2019 was dominated by hot and dry weather, culminating in the devastating bushfires. Meteorologist Rob Sharp looks at how the hot days of last year compared to the past and the forecast future climate.
2019 was the hottest and driest year on record across Australia, and it's helpful to think about what it means in different regional centres by looking at the temperatures on individual days, how frequently they got above 35 degrees. But here's the map of temperatures across Australia. Anywhere in this darkest brown shading, which included Sydney, Brisbane and much of the west of the country, saw its hottest year on record. But in terms of the different centres, I've had a look at the number of days above 35 degrees and how it compares to the average from 1981 to 2010, what we saw in 2019, and then the forecast from the CSIRO for what is expected to happen in 2030 due to climate change impacts. And so you can see for Brisbane, for instance, 12 days above 35 degrees is the average, and we had fewer days than that in 2019. But for all of the other major centres, we had more days above 35 degrees, and some of them even pipped out the 2030 forecast, such as Sydney, with 10 days over 35 degrees. But some of the inland locations and across the north and west of the country, it was more extreme. Notice Alice Springs, for instance, the average is 94 days above 35 degrees, but we saw 137 days. And in Darwin, 11 days is the average, and there were 45 days in 2019 above 35 degrees. So there was some really extreme heat lingering across the country, and it was quite consistent, especially over inland areas such as Dubbo and Canberra, where we saw a record number of days over 35.